What's up, world, and welcome back to another episode of Mix and Chat. I'm your boy Javi, here with my boys D-Lo.
Yo, what's up?
And Cha-Cha.
What up?
Omega Green is off tonight. Y'all ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it.
So, D-Lo, how you feeling today, bro?
I'm pretty good in the past few days of this week, man. Where it's been raining and stuff, my knee, especially the one thunderstorm, it messed my knee up that day.
When you say mess it up, you mean like it just hurt your knee really bad?
Yeah. So okay. I have 4 pins in my knee. If you don't.
I didn't know that.
I've had it since I was 13 years old. I had a torn ACL and a torn PCL.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I've been dealing with that.
I remember you saying that the very first season.
Yeah.
That you had torn some stuff.
Yeah, so, and I was really young when I did it, but, so I've been dealing with that since I was 13, so, like, my knee is more of an accurate weatherman than the weatherman, because I feel it, I can feel it, like,
the knee start talking to you, you know it's about to get down outside.
It hurt until the next day it stopped. It kind of hurts right now with the rain that we've had, but it wasn't like that day. Like, that day, it was like, I could barely walk on it. Like, I actually had a flexor I had to cancel because of it. And then, I'm glad too, because that was actually the time it hit really bad on the storm. So, man, it hurt all up until that was over with, and it kind of slowed down a little bit. So, yeah.
But feeling better now?
Okay. Dealing with this UK stuff and all that, but it's good. It's good.
We'll get into it.
Well, Javi.
Yeah, how you doing?
How you feeling, my man?
Overwhelmed a little.
Yeah.
But I'm maintaining.
Why you overwhelmed?
I'm in the training process, and I'm still operating my other position as two. So it's kind of like a balance. I'm not struggling with it like I'm succeeding with the balance. It's just like it's finally starting to like actually soak in that I'm doing 2 jobs at one time.
Yeah.
It's temporary. But I'm ready for them to find somebody for this little job.
Yeah. He's ready for this transition to come to a screeching halt.
That it's hard to learn a new. I mean,
not for me.
It's probably things that it's fairly simple, but it's hard to concentrate on that new thing.
Yeah.
Until you get the other thing done with.
The good part is I don't do them like back and forth. I'm doing it like the first half of my shift. I'm doing the new training. The back half of my shift, I'm doing the old stuff. So there is a balance there. It's just when it comes to doing both of them, the second half is more like I've got to move a little faster than I typically move.
Are you playing catch up?
No, it's not necessarily catch up. It's just like meeting my quota for the day. I was told I didn't have to, they knew that I wasn't going to get all of them, but at the same time, I don't want to neglect the patient.
Right.
So my roundings, when it gets to that back half, I still want to do my 80 or however many's on that list. So it's crunch time when it comes to that half. And maybe I'm like doing it to myself, but at the same time, I care for the patients. Yeah. And I really want to hear their feedback so I can get it under control, especially where I work as my old position on the same side that I'm working on my new position. So
you're trying to go out on a good note.
I'm trying to go out on a new note and go ahead and start working on the things that need to be worked on my side. So what I'm getting feedback for when I get into this new role fully, that feedback changes to positive feedback and not still the feedback that I'm getting. I'm not saying that it's awful feedback, but I need some of that feedback to change to turn more positive than stuff we need to work on. So, yeah, Cha-Cha. Enough about what I'm talking about. How are you feeling?
Hey, it's all good. I can't complain. I actually had an opportunity to meet with. I got invited out to Carson's. Never been there. Have you all?
I haven't been there either.
Oh boy.
Tamara has, but I haven't.
Okay, and so it's a.
I've been there several times.
You like it?
Oh, I love it. It's an experience. It's a vibe, and the food is not bad. It's actually really good.
Well, I want to go to it since they opened up the new one. And you have to
The
go
one
like,
over here off of Todd's Road?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there
They,
yet.
they opened that one up. So
I went to
don't
the
have
one
go to
downtown.
Me too. That's the one I've
Downtown
only been
off of
to.
Main Street here, and they were like, "The world is your oyster." That's all I need to hear. The appetizer started out with a sweet and spicy rib.
Oh man.
And the only spicy part was just they had fresh chopped jalapenos on top, and I plucked them off like pennies. You know, I don't do spicy. I will. Y'all see me get down once, but that's the Caribbean jerk chicken that B-dubs. But
You would do these hot fries any time of the day.
then they came with a blackened 20-ounce ribeye.
Yes.
Delicious, medium well, delicious.
Come on, medium well. Come on, knuckle punch. That's the
With a
medium well
Caesar
gang. What
salad.
are you?
Medium well.
Period.
Yes.
That's the only way to have it. I can't do rare.
No.
Can't do rare.
No.
Too bloody.
It's rare. That's like sticking a fork in it and still hearing it move.
Oh, let me not say bloody. Too unalive.
Yeah.
There you
I'm
go,
not
Chuck.
doing that. Right. Unalive is the word we looking for in 2025. But, you know, I helped this group out. They're a pharmaceutical group, and the doctors order from them. And so they invited some nurses from that specific department in Marquis Cancer Center, which I'm actually assigned to that, and they invited me out. They say they do it quarterly. I look forward to the next quarter.
You know it.
As long as they keep emailing me, I'm there.
Where we going? Carson,
Yeah.
Jeff Ruby, Jay Alexander,
Man, all that. They was like, and then they let us order a dessert to go.
Oh.
Oh, I had and you say you've never been there, D-Lo?
No, I haven't.
I ordered a deep fried cinnamon biscuit sundae.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh!
Look, you making my tooth hurt just thinking about it. That's
It has chocolate syrup with caramelized pecans over the top with a dip of ice cream, vanilla
you want one
bean.
right now, don't you?
I do. I do. It was to go, so they put the ice cream in a separate container.
Fact.
And I didn't get the whipped cream since it was to go, but I rushed home so the ice cream couldn't melt. I actually didn't eat it till the next day. I couldn't wait to get home from work. I just stuck it straight in the freezer. It was delicious. It was delicious. Oh my
sounds
gosh.
good.
Cinnamon, a deep fried cinnamon bit. Oh my gosh. It was, yeah. So that pretty much, that was on Tuesday. So that carried over for me for the whole week. So nothing after that, nothing else could bring me down.
Facts. That's a good experience.
Mm-hmm. Going back on the 20th with another group though. So
Look.
this was like I get an actual, but this time I have to pay out of my own pocket. So I'll be a little more conservative.
Right. But you still, whatever you get there is gonna be good. Like I've experienced that place several times with different foods, and I've never been disappointed with Carson's. Maybe the service a little bit, not because like it was a horrible host or hostess. It's just because they're busy.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, and it's gonna take a little second. So
Well,
if you
that's
are on a time crunch, don't do it.
Well, it's like the new one. The new one's way bigger.
Okay.
So
Look, now I want to experience the new one.
yeah, I want to go to the new one because actually before they even opened up, me
Podcast
and Tamara,
trip.
like me and Tamara kept asking each other what it was before because they didn't have no signs up. But I had a DoorDash when we was doing DoorDash.
Mhm.
I had one to go there, and I was
that
like,
was after I left.
yeah. So I was like, what is this? And they're like, oh, this is Carson's. I was like, oh, this is where the new one is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's.
I was told by somebody that was at Meyer that it was going there, but that was while I was door dashing.
Yeah.
When I was still door dashing, it didn't open until after I quit door dashing. So.
No. So yeah, but it looks way better because the one thing that stopped me from going to the other one is going downtown. I hate that spot.
You hate going downtown?
Yeah. Well,
as far as door dashing?
Yeah. Well, no, just period. That's why I haven't gone there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because dealing with that, I've delivered there before, and even parking's is horrible. So
Yeah, you got parking at gravel behind you. It's worth it when you
Yeah, it
start
is.
chowing down.
It is.
So
It's worth it.
I'm gonna try the new one out
And the ribs was an appetizer starter.
because they have the
ribs,
brunch
oh
over
my
there. They have the
gosh.
brunch and stuff over there too.
Oh,
So-
do they? I'm gonna have to get me a little honey, make it happen.
All right. Well, this week we won't be speaking on Trump. We're gonna let Trump rest on this podcast for at least an episode. I'm sure there'll be thousands of things happening by next episode
I'm sure.
that we'll be keeping you up to date on. But we do have some fun and exciting things to talk about.
Mhm.
Some crazy things to talk about too, and we'll get into that. But when we come back, we'll get started on my topic, which is the first topic. So we'll see you in a second.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So let's dive right into the first topic, which is the Grammys.
Okay.
Yes, the
Okay.
Grammys took place this past week, and it was hosted by Trevor Noah. I don't know if y'all know who he is.
I like Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor, he was funny. He really got the crowd amped up. The entire night, they were raising money for fire relief
Okay.
efforts.
For the Los Angeles fires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just all the fires. It wasn't just Los Angeles. There was other places.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
California.
The California fires,
Right.
yeah. But they ended up raising, by the end of it, over $7 million for fire relief.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's
And
up.
they had like QR codes on your screen. They had them on each table, and the people in the booth, the big wigs, was donating. CBS as a whole was donating. They had a lot of people
Oh
coming in
man,
and showing
that's
up.
awesome.
Man.
So, some of the performances that took place there was Chaperone. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the
Okay.
club.
Yeah.
She ate it up. She
Okay.
had a mechanical horse sitting in the middle.
Yeah.
And she started off riding it, and there were like a group of like LGBTQ plus surrounding her. They were all just having a good time. The dance was, she threw down. Let me just say that she performed, and she had everybody up dancing with her at the Grammys and at home, because I was up just bopping. It was a good time. Yeah, I watched the entire thing, and it lasted 4 hours.
You was up. Oh. How much
Another-
coffee did you drink behind that?
None. I was just,
Wide awake like a piece of cake, America.
one thing about it is I love music, so
Okay.
anything that has to do with music, I'm here for it. It's
Yeah.
not just particular artists. Like, I want to see who's out there and what's going down. But another performer was Charlie XCX, and I don't really know any of her popular music because I haven't really listened to her that often. But she performed, and at the end of her performance, like, first of all, what she was wearing was like a bikini top with a bikini bottom that had a belt around it, and it was like a baby blue color. And she came out with this really like dark-eyed makeup. Her hair's clearly dark, but she performed a little bit. She started off coming from like outside and coming into the event space.
Okay.
And she had like an entourage with her. So by the time she got on stage, her entourage was there on stage with her. So she performed with them. They had little dance breaks. And then by the end of it, they ended up on a whole nother stage with like garments falling from the sky. When I say garments, I'm talking about like leggings, tights, thigh highs, and all types of stuff just falling from the sky. And it was like a rave type party on stage.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was kind of shocked by that, just because of the like appearance and the aesthetic that the Grammys really wanted. But they allowed it to happen, so kudos to her for doing her big one. Another performer was Doechii, and I'm not sure if y'all know who she is. She's a new artist.
She won.
She slays. She slays. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to the awards, because the awards.
That's all
was
I know,
like
people.
the
That's all I know,
thing of the
America.
night.
I got a little
She
side note about the
definitely won.
Grammys. I'm gonna slide it in there when I
Yeah.
get a chance.
She definitely won hers. But she performed, and it was a killer performance. She started off, she had somebody doing the side vocals with her. One of her dancers were doing the side vocals with
Oh,
her.
okay. Awesome.
Her outfit was like this, almost like schoolgirl, but it was like a dress starting out. And then it turned into this big thing. And then when she got to performing, it slendered all the way down to like this little small version of what she had on coming in.
So what is her genre?
Rap.
Okay.
Yeah. She calls herself the Swamp Princess.
Okay.
Because she's from the hood.
Right.
Yeah. But she started out performing, and then by the end of it, her costume was ripped off and she was in just like a tank top and some panties or like almost like a jock strap that
God.
matched. Slayed though. It looked so dope. Like
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. Trust me, I am not knocking it.
It's slayed though. The whole thing was dope. The whole performance was really cool. Another person that performed was Shakira. She did her big one. That lady can still work them hips like she was back in her 20s. She just keeps
popping up. She just stays relevant.
Her sons were there too.
Shakira stays relevant. Every award you just see her pop up out of nowhere.
And Sabrina Carpenter performed her songs, Espresso. She performed that in another song. Like it was kind of like a mashup. And there was a tribute to Quincy Jones. And Cynthia Erivo performed Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra that was made famous by Quincy. Stevie Wonder and Herbie Hancock performed Bluesette, however you pronounce it. But Stevie did his harmonica and Herbie did the piano.
Stevie still got it.
Yes. And then the Cynthia Erivo Fly Me to the Moon, that was with Herbie Hancock too. He was on piano. He kills it. They were all brought out by Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of hosted that tribute. Janelle Monáe performed Don't Stop Till You Get It by Michael Jackson.
Yes.
And she slayed. She slayed it.
I like her, man.
Which that song was made famous by Quincy Jones with producing it and stuff. And Lainey Wilson and Jacob Collier got on the keys when she was singing, and she sang Let the Good Times Roll. So those are the performances. So when it comes to the awards, Kendrick Lamar swept his categories. I'm just going to say that. And they were all for Not Like Us. So Drake, sorry about it, baby. This is the thing. Drake, over his entire career, has gotten 5 Grammys. And in one night, Kendrick Lamar matched him.
With a diss track.
With a diss track on him.
Yeah.
So Nicki Minaj was nowhere to be seen. Lil Wayne was nowhere to be seen. Drake was nowhere to be seen. Like all of Young Money was nowhere to be found that whole night. They weren't even mentioned. Okay. Cardi B presented an award. Lady looked gorgeous down. She looked gorgeous down. But the awards that everybody wanted to know about. So Kendrick Lamar won Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, and Best Music Video. All for Not Like Us.
Not Like Us. They Not Like Us.
And when he won his award for Best Record of the Year, They Not Like Us. They played as he walked up the entire audience. Nobody was silent in the audience. They was all singing that song. So my thing is, how did Drake feel watching the Grammys, hearing them singing the diss track against him?
Well, let me say this. Stings, don't it, Drake?
But my thing is, when you try to get relevant by posting that picture of him on the plane with his manhood in his hand, that was like, okay, you really reaching, bro. Like, come on now. I don't know if y'all seen that. It was on Twitter or heard about it. Y'all might not have seen it.
I might have heard something about it, but
yes. So Chaperone won Best New Artist. Sabrina Carpenter, who does Espresso, she won Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Pop Vocal Album, and Best Mixed Record. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars also won for Die With a Smile, their song Die With a Smile. I can't remember what record it was, what they won.
I've never heard it. Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga compilation?
It's their newest song.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look for that.
All right. So Erykah Badu was featured on a song with Rhapsody. I don't know the name of the song. I don't think that I've heard it. I might have. But they also won Best Melodic Rap Performance.
Okay.
They won that. Chris Brown,
Breezer.
he won Best R&B Album. SZA won Best R&B Song. Of course, Doechii won Best Rap Album. That's how I knew what genre she was in.
Okay.
And Shakira won Best Latin Pop.
She stays relevant.
And will always
She
stay
stays
relevant. That's the thing. Charlie,
a lot.
Crazy.
Yes, and she performed that song that she won for Best Latin.
Good for her.
Who else won? Charlie XCX won Best Dance Electric Album and Best Dance Pop Record. And then the ones that people were anticipating. Beyonce won Album of the Year, and I was smelling so big because I lost my voice screaming for that lady. Because she had 25 years in the game and they never gave it to her until that night. 25 years of
Album of the Year? She's never at
all,
ever
received it at all. She was always snubbed out of it.
And Taylor Swift was the one who presented it to her.
And Taylor Swift presented it to her, and Taylor Swift has won it 4 times in a row.
See, they be trying to put her above Michael Jackson till you do that.
But you see, my thought on that was they did that to Beyonce because Kanye West got on stage when Taylor Swift won and said Beyonce had one of the best records in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why they kind of snubbed her. But for that long, like this lady has put out banger albums for her entire career, and she only got it this year, 25 years after she's done all that. But not just that, her and Miley Cyrus won Best Country Duo for Two Hands to Heaven, which is a killer song if you haven't heard it, on the Cowboy Carter album. And she won Best Country Album, which is the one that she was shocked by, Jay was shocked by, everybody in the audience was shocked
Controversy right there.
Yes, that's another thing that's been coming up, like, oh, Jay-Z paid for her to win those awards.
Cause she didn't get nothing at the CMT.
My thing is,
CMAs,
people think that Beyonce is so overrated, but her fans, the people that pay attention to the things that she does and how she moves, that lady has to work double time to match the energy of anybody in the industry. So to say that she's overrated is an understatement. That lady is rated the way she is because she is the queen. She is the person that makes blueprints for not just her genre, but every genre around.
Yeah.
Like, she's an innovator. Like, she will come out with like the Lemonade album, where it was a whole movie.
Right.
You didn't see that before Beyonce. And then once she done that, Taylor Swift's got one. All these people are starting to make them. And then the way she presented her videos, how her videos changed the game. Then now everybody's doing it. The way she performs is set up her concerts. And what she does at her concerts, people have seen that too.
You on that. Michael Jackson did it with Smooth Criminal.
Michael Jackson did it with a song.
No, that was a whole...
It was a movie, Moonwalker.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Well, give credit where credit's due. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
But
I mean, regardless, it's still an amazing feat. I'm not downplaying or nothing. I had to.
Yeah, you had to do it, and I feel like she was inspired by him to do that, to bring that back.
I mean,
you can see it in some of her videos.
Yeah, you know how many people in the music industry is inspired by Michael Jackson, whether really they want to say it or not.
But the thing is, you can see it in Beyonce's work.
Yeah.
You can see her inspiration in her work. But she is an innovator as well as Michael. Like, she's the Michael Jackson of our time.
Right.
So give credit where credit's due. Lady really... But for those people that say that's why she's overrated, like, come on.
Calling her overrated is a stretch to me.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
And I mean, that's just people. It's not their taste, and that's understandable.
And that's understandable, but don't discredit the woman's work.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things that it's kind of like at the CMTs. I understand why she didn't win it there is because there's a lot of people in that genre that you did your first album. There's been people that's been doing that for years.
Yeah,
but the Grammys always won, so it's kind of one of those things like, go ahead and get your Grammy. You've been waiting for a long time.
You also got to see that.
So I didn't really see it.
She didn't win any award at to CMAs. And she came with a country album that sold past a lot of the country artists. So I'm not saying give her album of the year at the CMAs best new artist.
Right.
Because she is new to the country genre. Like, give her something to credit her work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this lady gave you your whole entire genre credit. She gave new artists that was in your genre the platform. Like, give that lady something. They'll just like, oh, well, it's not country.
Record sales matter to me, so I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, that has to be considered in there.
Give her credit for something.
Don't make it Don't make it a popularity contest.
She's bringing light to your genre to the people that don't listen to your music. Because how many of Beyonce's stans listen to country music before Beyonce introduced them to Taylor Adele, to Britney, to all those Shaboozey? Like, I'm rocking Shaboozey and Taylor Adele now, and I never even heard them before Beyonce. And now I'm like, come on, Buckle Bunny and Shaboozey's whiskey songs. Like, come on, like he performed too. That's another person that performed that I forgot. Shaboozey performed his number. He killed it. His mom's gorgeous, by the way. Yes, man.
Now, is that the country? Does he do country?
Yeah, he's the country. Yeah, that's
right. Did he get snubbed? He got snubbed too, right? At the CMAs.
No, I think he actually
won. He might have won, but yeah.
It's way easier.
He maybe didn't win album of the year or something.
Like Post Malone. It's way easier for them to interblend genres. It's okay. But when Beyonce does it, why is it an issue? That she just wanted to tap into another genre when you got a rap artist that comes to country.
Right.
Somebody that I know, K Michelle, she was a R&B artist, and she switched hers all the way over to country, and she's not as popular as people.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's why you don't hear K Michelle's music anymore, because she's in country. She does nothing but country now. Like, her whole accent's thick as hell now. Like, she really does her thing. Yeah. But the Grammys were really fun. I really enjoyed every hour of the 4 that I had to sit there and go through it. There were some funny moments with Trevor, but nothing was really ever out of place. Nothing ever looked like, okay, there's some drama there. There was never really that. You could see there were some fences being mended between artists like Olivia Rodriguez and Sabrina Carpenter. They had like a little feud going on, but you actually saw them talking to each other.
Okay.
So there was a lot of like positive, not really any negative. It was highlighted with the whole wildfires going on in California. The presenters of the best country, Taylor Swift announced the best country record, the best country album for Beyonce. The people that announced the album of the year was the first responders for the LA Fire Department, or for LA Fire Department. They were introduced and gained their roses while they were still here and doing their thing. They were able to announce those.
That's awesome.
So that was a really special moment. Another thing that happened were the commercials. Each time I went to commercial, the first commercial was a local commercial to California, and it gave a little backstory as to who they were, what happened to them in the fire, and then like how you can support them as far as going online and where they will be relocating, are they rebuilding, like how they became to the point of where they are now. So that was very special. Like, it all really like zoomed in on what was going on in California. So also there was a song that was sang by high school and college students from LA. So that was another moment that they were able to have that was really special. But Doechie's performance was dope. Hers started out with her dancers in the crowd doing like fake whistles, because her song starts off with fake whistles. So you seen them in the crowd doing fake whistles, and then they all run on stage, and then it's like, wham, like she ate. She was doing splits. She was in splits, being walked across the stage. The lady was like, Janelle Monáe ate it up with her moonwalk and her performance. Cynthia Erivo ate it up. Oh my God, that lady singing anything will have you feel like it is a slave hymn. No lie. Like, you just feel that lady's soul every time she sings. Like, dang, baby, did they put you through 400 years of slavery?
Right.
That lady gives everything in every performance. That lady's truly amazing. But the Grammys was a good time.
Yeah, the one thing that I've been hearing a lot about, because I didn't actually watch it, the Grammys and Oscars, it's one of those things that just always, like, I see the commercial for it, I'm like, cool, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
But I always forget about it that day.
And that's okay. That's why you have people like me that give you blow by blow.
Yeah, yeah.
But the one thing I have heard about the whole red carpet thing incident, where
Oh yes. Babyface.
I forgot to mention Babyface.
Wasn't that when the two women were from the AP were interviewing him? And,
that too.
Yeah,
they were interviewing him, and then they seen somebody else and was like, "Oh, Sabrina Carpenter," and he was like, "Oh no, you do your thing. You go ahead."
Yeah, while he was talking,
in the middle of him,
some weird name. It was She looked like a female version of what is his name? I can't think of his name.
But yeah, that was very rude and disrespectful.
I can see his face. Yeah, they had to get on the internet now because that sent the internet a buzzing.
Yes. And another thing that sent the internet a buzzing was
Kanye.
Yes, Kanye and his wife. She came in the fur coat, and then she turned her little back around and put an arm on Kanye, and then took her arm down and just dropped the coat with a mesh.
Well, there's some people that's been wondering what he whispered to her before she took the coat off. But she said,
"Should I do it now?" And he said, "Yeah." There was a translator that reads lips, and she's a professional because she has deaf parents. But she translated. She was like, "Should I take it off now?" And he was like, "Yes."
He kills
and then
me.
That's why I said she put her arm like that, and then she took it down and just dropped it. It wasn't even mesh. It was see through.
Yeah, it was straight see through.
She had on no undergarment.
Yeah, you got to security.
That's exactly what they did.
Kicked him straight out.
Yeah, he kills me. Attention hound. You always
because they're standing there for a second taking pictures. He looks like her bodyguard. I don't know. He was in all black with black sunglasses on.
Yeah, he looked like
And then they were like standing there posing for a second, and you see both of their necks jerk to the left, and the security's on their way. So they were escorted out. Yeah. That was something that happened.
Selling your soul for Kanye. She's selling her soul for Kanye, and he's going to sell her out eventually. He's going to sell her out.
But yes, that is what took place at the Grammys, amongst other things. There was another performance that was really good, but I can't think of his name, and I can't think of the song right now, and I didn't jot it down in my notes. But yeah.
So I got a little side note about the Grammys. This is personal. I'm gonna say this because I probably need therapy, but I haven't watched the Grammys since 1988. When Michael Jackson's Bad album got snubbed by U2's Joshua Tree.
You've been on a boycott.
Mm-hmm.
You have boycotted.
Let me tell you, I was in the military then, right? And Michael Jackson gave one of the greatest performances I have ever seen in my life. He did The Way You Make Me Feel, and then went into Man in the Mirror, and then brought out a choir to do you have to, America, if you've never seen it, pull it up on YouTube. It's one of the greatest performances that you could ever see. And so after he gets done performing, to me it's like a setup. It's like perfect. Right. Album of the year. And so you can see him backstage. He's got a towel around his neck, wiping the sweat off because he did what only Michael Jackson can do. Right. And they said, the winner is U2 Joshua Tree. Oh boy. And I have not watched it since. I might need therapy behind that, but
if
you haven't seen it in America, look it up. I'm just and even I look it up every now and then because the way that it's
your feelings.
The performance was because we talked about Beyonce, in her performances, but Michael Jackson,
he ate alive.
He the way he started it, because they kept saying up next Michael Jackson. You go to a commercial, up next Michael Jackson. It wouldn't be him, so you had to watch the whole thing.
Facts.
And so it came from a commercial break, and he's behind a curtain, and so you just see a silhouette and he's doing all of these, the Michael Jackson
Oh
movements.
yeah.
And the way you make me feel is they're harmonizing it, and it's in a slow, like shoo doo, doom doom, shoo doo, and he comes out like Frank Sinatra. He's got a hat on, and he starts down these steps. Hey, pretty baby, and then he does
Look,
his
I'm watching
thing.
it tonight. Don't tell me anymore.
Yes, you got to see when he acts like he's smoking it. He puffs a cigarette, throws it down on the ground, and steps on it, and goes into. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And then he goes into the song.
I just made the noise that the women be making.
Yeah. I'm telling you, watch it. I'm telling you, 1988 Michael Jackson performance of the Grammys.
It's what we call the MJ factor.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
The two people with the initials MJ was the best to do what they did.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
And he takes his hat and throws it into the crowd and goes into and how the way you make me feel starts and then have the female walk across the stage like oh, man.
Yeah, it's with her little.
Sashaying across and he followed her across the. Oh man.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
Yeah, he got robbed. I mean, Joshua Tree was a good album. I mean, I think it sold more than Bad in the U.S., but worldwide, Bad sold more. So
it just wasn't my.
I think he should have won. But
Well,
but I'm a dynamic Michael Jackson
he
fan.
won in spirit.
Yes.
You know he did.
Yes.
The world knows he really won
Yes.
that.
MJ for life.
But quit boycotting.
I can't.
You gotta quit boycotting.
I gotta get up out of that.
Because my favorite artist is Michael Jackson. So I mean, you've got so many artists that's up there that were inspired by Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta find you one that you gonna watch.
I was in El Paso when he passed away. I was going back and forth across the
Did you
border.
cry?
I didn't cry.
I did.
But my family had to check up on me because they know how I feel about Money Mike. I had to pull over. We was coming home from work. We was crossing the border back to El Paso, and where we were staying at.
Like we lived together.
They was
I did. I
Oh,
was depressed. I was
man.
hugging my bird every day.
his This Is It tour was about to take off, and then the album was dropping. I couldn't wait. I was like, R&B needs this. I was waiting on his videos and all that to his music, and that garbage that ended up getting put out, that wasn't him. But that's my little personal take on the Grammys, and
All right.
I might need therapy behind it. I may watch it one day, but
But we hope Cha Cha gets to experience another Grammy
why?
in the future.
Why?
Hopefully soon.
Why?
All right. But that's all I have on the Grammys. When we come back, we are going to dive into sports with D-Lo and Cha Cha. All right.
Sir.
Let's go.
All right.
All right.
So, have you all heard about the rash of burglaries from the athletes? We had what's his name? Joe Burrows got robbed. Patrick Mahomes,
Not the
Travis
Chiefs,
Kelce. Oh yeah,
Not the Chiefs.
yeah. This is during the later part of the season, near the end of the season.
While they gone.
Yeah, and the NBA player Bobby Portis for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then I read where Luka got robbed for like $30,000 worth of jewelry. Luka Doncic.
How are people getting into these houses without alarms
It's
going on?
a ring. It's a ring of. They have
alarms
high tech equipment. That's how they know it's very professional. It's a very well thought out plan. They have drones that. They first of all, that's what they're doing. They're taking the drones and they're flying over the house and checking out the scene, observing. Yeah,
'cause you gotta be real professional when you do stuff like that.
So they.
You can't be no Home Alone robber.
Nah.
and then they have this high tech equipment that shuts down the Wi-Fi, so the alarm doesn't go off because the alarm systems are Wi-Fi connected.
Yeah.
And so last week there were two men out of up north, New York and New Jersey. They were arrested, but also in January there were 4 guys arrested in Ohio in January. And I've seen these guys. They were on social media with a picture, trying to flex with Joe Burrow stuff. I'm like, yeah, y'all destined to get caught.
Oh wow.
Whoever y'all's boss is, y'all.
Like you thought you was gonna get, you thought you had it, didn't you?
Yeah, they flexing. Look, a big chain with a number 9 on it, and a LSU jersey. I mean, all of this is in the picture. So they was destined to be.
Y'all flexing to be caught.
Yeah, and
y'all
so
like, come get us.
Like, yeah, the dumbest criminals right here. There's some of the dumbest criminals right there.
Yeah, the dumbest. Yeah, the dumbest. Yeah, and
I mean, he got his stuff back.
not yet. Not yet.
There's still evidence.
Not yeah.
Facts.
And so
you just gotta look at it locked up in the
so they got caught coming out of an airport. No, I'm sorry, not an airport, but a hotel. So I believe that what happened was they got spotted on social media, and so they did like a little stakeout and just been watching them, and so in last month they was coming out of a hotel, and a special agent that was part of the Ohio State Troopers, he noticed an unusual looking bag that they had, and unusual because it was a Louis Vuitton bag, and I think it was identifiable with some of Joe Burrow's property, and so they got pulled over. So when they got pulled over, the vehicle smelled of marijuana. So now you have probable cause. So now you have probable cause.
They done turned up.
So these 4 guys, first thing they did was gave them 4 fake IDs, but they got found out. You know that who they really are, and they're here illegally. They are Chilean from Chile, and they're coming in on.
Way up here to rob and get caught because you asked to get caught.
Yeah, it's some type of tourist waiver that allows them to get in, come in, and so.
Did Trump set this up? Let me not mention his name.
I know, right?
Well, there for a while there was some speculations with the whole Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes one that people speculated that they had something to do with it because the FBI got into it.
Right. Oh, the FBI jumped on it right away.
But the FBI jumped into it because it was a string of them, like across like multiple sports. Yeah. So I think Messi was one of them too that had something.
Right,
stolen.
from the Pittsburgh Penguins, yes.
No, soccer.
Right.
Yeah.
But you talking about nothing with it.
Yeah.
Yes, it was but also
so they serial at it.
Yeah, and come to find out that they're not only doing they're doing everyday people too that just may have a little piece of money.
But you got some change. Let us fly a drone over your house for a week and see what your routine is, and then we coming in at.
They've arrested 6 groups so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 of them being South American. 5 of the 6 groups. Now here's the kicker.
They're gonna kick all our black asses out of this country. I'm going willingly. Screw it.
One of the guys that they caught, that they arrested in New York, he might have been in Jersey. There was one in Jersey and one in New York, but they have connected him possibly to 2 of the guys that got arrested in Ohio. Those 2 of those 4 guys. So these guys that they arrested in New York. They're the ones that's selling the stuff. They're selling it.
Yeah.
They're selling it.
Okay.
So they're the guys are stealing it and lifting it, and then they're fencing it, and I seen where a judge was like, "Oh no, they're not getting a bond. They're not. Yeah, we're not giving y'all a bond.
They don't need one, so they can skip country,
right?" And I
mean, ultimately, that's what's gonna happen. But.
Right, and like I said, these 4 guys that were in Ohio, they got arrested in January, like January the 10th, and so they're just building a case, and no telling how much they spoke or how much they was able to, get out of them. Because then there was a group that was arrested in Florida as well. So it's Florida, New York, New Jersey, and Ohio that have been arrested so far.
Hey,
so
don't come to Kentucky because we got guns for that.
Hey, well,
you don't know.
They're getting you while you're not at home.
They're
getting you while you're not at home.
My dog's equipped with weapons too.
Freaking laser beams on their forehead.
Let me make an AI of a dog standing up and shooting a gun.
Right, but when I saw this, and they were saying, in the beginning, they were like, it's going to be hard to catch these guys because because they're so professional and they're probably not from America. They
And they
probably
don't have
coming
anything
over
in the
and then
system.
getting out. But
All it
see,
takes is
this
one dumb idiot
right,
posting
and
something
this
on
is
Instagram.
but see, and here's the thing that and these guys. And that's all it was going to take for them to get caught is that they didn't leave.
Yeah.
They didn't leave, especially the
Yeah.
guys that were selling the stuff. You know, they're
Well, it makes
living
me wonder.
north.
That morning they was on their way out.
It makes me wonder if they was looking for other things to do, like other people to get before they got out. Like that wasn't going to be that wasn't it for them.
And
That wasn't good enough. All the
Yeah.
people y'all just named was not good enough
Yeah,
for
it
them to
wasn't-
get what
yeah,
they
they-
needed in bounds.
I agree. That's what I would have done.
Y'all greedy at this
But,
point.
yeah.
Y'all greed got y'all caught up.
Yep.
they gonna pay.
But Karma was gonna tag them regardless.
They gonna
Just saying
pay.
somebody
They
else's
gonna pay. And the four guys, America, you can look it up on the internet. They got. I seen a picture of them. They was flexing hard with Joe Burrow stuff.
And then they looking rough like P did.
I remember how you gonna have a platinum chain with a number 9 on it and a LSU Burrow jersey in the background.
Right.
Come on, man.
Now y'all looking rough like P Diddy.
Yeah, and they're young. They young.
I
So it's
wonder if
so.
they enter
Look,
with P Diddy.
If y'all don't know, these people, these sports people, they know these athletes. They know what they have. They know all the memorabilia they have. They know, like Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
He knows everything that's been sold
Mhm.
at an auction.
Mhm.
There was one.
The serial numbers on
Yeah.
the model numbers and stuff.
Yeah, like he knows every little bit that, like, if he leaves something in the locker room, he knows about it, and he knows who got it, and he knows who sold it, and then who got it after that.
Right. He know. Yeah.
Like they track it like that. Like,
Michael Jordan keeps track of his stuff most definitely. I heard about that. Yeah, he knows. He knows when you have it. Yeah, he knows. He don't
It
mess
was
around
like,
with.
what was it? I think it was who was it that he played with on the Wizards?
Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas.
I seen that story.
He took Michael Jordan when he left everything. Gilbert Arenas took it, and then his son went to go get something of one of those things autographed from Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan said, "Tell your daddy that I know he got the rest of it."
Yeah, but I'm gonna let you. Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep it. But yeah, Gil told that story on his podcast. So yeah, don't mess around with it.
Dang.
So it's interesting, and like I said, I felt like that the FBI they have so much access to stuff. You know, we're not gonna get into what Trump is trying to debunk that, but like I said, we're not gonna talk about him. We'll save him for another day. But let's just say that this administration is gonna make it hard for them to do their job. So they gotta get it. Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
And there's more to come. There's more to come.
Well, with this being people that aren't from here, the administrator's gonna ensure that they're doing their
Yes,
job.
he's gonna.
He's
He's
definitely gonna have a
Fuel for the fire, boy.
Yeah.
They're going to Azkaban.
He's gonna look into that tourist waiver, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Whatever's allowing them to come over here.
And cutting it out.
And I'm sure that if they were here illegally, that means the waiver must be limited.
Yeah.
Where they have to get in and get out. But they're probably staying here extended, longer than they're supposed to.
I mean, it's just one of those things you can just come in, get one of those tourist waivers, come in and just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Well,
So
I hope everybody gets their stuff back. I know some of the stuff is gone.
I know Bobby Portis, he like I said, he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. He actually posted a video on social media asking, if you know of anything, I have a fat reward for you, because they took some of his memorabilia stuff that he, no telling what they took from him.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't take his NBA championship ring.
That's what I hope. I mean, some of that stuff is
That probably can be replaced, and it's probably insured, hopefully, but it's ain't nothing like the original.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, I hope they're gonna get what they deserve, because this
I mean,
is.
people don't understand. Like, some of that stuff is not replaceable. Like, this is like stuff that they wore like their whole life.
Yeah, college, high school stuff.
Yes,
No telling what is autograph stuff. No telling, and it's just and it's sad that that this has to happen, and you're happy for advancement in technology, but that's the dark side of it.
Yeah.
To be able to create, you got drones, and they're taking the drones and they're just recording, hovering over your house, and so they know who's coming in and who's coming out, who's going out, and if just when you're gone, especially they can check the schedule. And once they found out where you live, then they just be like, oh, they on the road. They going to Las Vegas. The Chiefs are on the road. Yeah.
But
so
get some snipers on that roof. Like you see a drone, shoot it down.
Right. Let's go. Yeah. It's a lot, man.
I'm gonna have AI guns on the roof.
Right.
Ready for a person to lay off, honey.
Yeah, but it's good stuff, and like I said, I'm gonna keep following it, and
yeah, I want to be
because I like I said, I want them to get what they deserve, because they work hard for that stuff, man.
Watch one of them be a long down the list relative of what it was.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them came up dead because they like, you gonna, because they, like I said, those four guys were young. They would look like they were in their 20s, and so. It probably wouldn't take nothing to get information out of them, and so somebody gonna get up in there and off them to make sure they don't snitch. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it don't matter because that happened in January, and then so they may have said something back then because, like I said, they go up from Ohio up to New York and arrest two guys, and one of them is associated with the two that got caught in Ohio. So they might be singing like canaries while they're in Ohio, in Clark County, Ohio.
They got deals.
So yeah, watch your back.
They better not let them in the gym pot.
Watch your back.
Well, what else is going on in sport?
We got the Super Bowl tomorrow. We got the Super Bowl tomorrow. I'm not gonna say a whole lot about it. Go Eagles. I'm a Las Vegas Raider fan, so I never want the Chiefs to win. Nathan.
Go Chiefs and Kendrick Lamar. I can't wait to see the halftime show.
Why didn't Mahomes go play baseball, pro baseball? I don't know why he didn't go play Major League Baseball. Why did he have to choose the NFL? He was headed. He could have played baseball if he wanted to. Why did the Chiefs have to draft him?
What's his name? Mark McGuire?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the person I always played with when I played baseball.
Mark. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the whole...
For the Oakland A's and the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, I won every time with that man. Yeah, I love that man. I ain't never met him a day in my life. Go seen him play for real.
That was the whole thing back in the 90s. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire.
Sammy.
Yeah.
But
so
I think
well, you hold up. You got anything going on for the Super Bowl? Who are you picking? Give me a
Yeah, you up for
I'm gonna go to the Eagles on this one.
Because Sean said he was the Eagles fan. You a Chiefs fan.
I actually have not been a Chiefs fan. I don't jump on bandwagons.
We aren't your fans either.
My brother's been trying to get me a Bengals fan, and
everybody's a Bengals
fan. I can't say that. Like I literally I grew up in Maysville, Kentucky, which is right across the river. So everything Ohio they're a fan of, except for UK. And so I'm like my cousin's a big Bengals fan, and there was a bunch of Christmases he'd wear his Bengals stuff. I wore my UK stuff. I just can't.
Do you have a pro team?
I can't be a Bengals fan. I can't do it.
Do you have a team?
No, I don't. I like watching the sport. I thought about it there for a while. I was like, man, maybe I should jump on a team, but I'm like, nah.
Jump on that silver and black, man. Get them Raiders. Get them Raiders, man. Out. We can roll to Las Vegas, man. I'm telling you, I'm a lifer in this.
Can go home.
I'm a lifer in this, man.
But there's some reason.
I think they got one more win in them.
There's just some reason why I can't put my finger on why I don't like the Chiefs. I just can't get down with them.
It's because you think their popularity really came from Taylor Swift.
He been watching football longer than Patrick Mahomes. I'm sure.
So I just can't. I don't know why. I just can't do it. And there's a few rap artists that I like from Kansas City, like Tech Nine, his crew. I do like.
Tech Nine, he's a DJ.
No, Tech Nine's a rapper. He's a
rapper.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
I'm thinking about High Tech. My bad. Yeah, Tech Nine. Right.
But he's a Kansas City rapper, but I do like it. I don't know why I don't like Chiefs. And
that's okay. They're not for everybody.
Yeah. They're not for me.
They're for me.
They in the same division with my Raiders, and I ain't no love in the city.
Lakers. I just never been a Lakers fan.
I'm rooting.
You know what I mean? I root for Boston. I root for New York. Pistons. All that. It's just the Lakers. I could and I like the Showtime Lakers. But I can't root for the Lakers, man. Because
I was a Seattle Supersonic fan, man. So I
love the Supersonics though. Sean Kemp and Gary Payton was the team for me.
This was before Sean Kemp though.
But that's,
But I say I
that's
feel
the
you.
area I grew up in.
But
man.
you're right. I'm saying, but you talk about Showtime Lakers. That's my era.
Yeah,
With Magic,
like
man.
I said, I grew up watching the Hardwood Classics, but I didn't have to watch the Hardwood
Seattle
Classics.
be up by
for
20
Super
points
Time.
and Magic and them just take off out of nowhere.
I know.
Oh my god.
No
No league was safe.
Oh
my
god. And then and speaking of NBA, we had the NBA draft go down.
Oh, the trades.
Yeah.
The trades. The trade deadline was when?
The trade deadline, it's popped.
When did the deadline hit? Friday night? Or
No, the 6th. It was Thursday.
Oh, Thursday
night.
Right. Going into Friday. Yeah, I think it was what, midnight, it ended midnight Thursday or 11:59.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lowest one, we'll say, the one I'm surprised about is the Pelicans traded Brandon Ingram. So to the Raptors. I'm more surprised of what they got out of it. Which, I mean, Bruce Brown ain't really no chump. I mean, Kelly Lennox, I don't know, man. He's kind of one of those iffy players for me. I
hadn't heard too much from Brandon Ingram. He stays hurt, so.
Well, from what I understand, yes, it's kind of one of those back and forth. When Zion was playing, Brandon Ingram would be out, and when Brandon Ingram would be playing, Zion was out.
And so they might have just set him on the bench too, knowing that they was going to get rid of him. You know, sometimes they'll set you down so you don't get hurt. So you know, because once you hurt, you're untradeable.
Yeah.
Well, no, I ain't gonna say untradeable because look at Luka.
Yeah.
But we'll get in. I'll let you get into that one because I have a comment on that too.
On the lower end, speaking of the Lakers, on the lower end trade, and this one I was kind of shocked about. They traded Connect.
I could not believe it. Oh my gosh, I could not believe that.
Just like really Connect. He's a Tennessee guy. It was kind of one of those when he was playing for Tennessee. He kind of annoyed the hell out of me, but it just
he was their future.
Yeah.
He was their future. He was their. I like Connect. Connect.
They traded him and Cam Reddish.
I know
for Mark Williams. Like, who's Mark Williams?
He used to be with the Celtics, I believe, but he stays. He's an injury prone guy too. I mean, he's physical. He's a rebounder, but it's not. Yeah,
still one of those questions.
Connect.
Mark Williams.
Connect.
Like, you're gonna trade your whole future. Literally, you're trading your whole future.
And then they got rid of their first round pick in 2029.
Well, they also
for Luka. I mean,
they also got rid of their 2031 and a 2030 pick swap. So
right, and that was probably when they traded connecting them for Marvin Williams.
Yeah,
Mark Williams. But when they got rid of Luka, they got rid of their number one pick for 2029.
Of LA, this was the biggest trade of the whole deadline. Was Luka got traded to the Lakers from the Mavs, and the Mavs got Anthony Davis.
Yes, that was huge. Anthony Davis played his first game today. He went off.
And I'm interested to see what Anthony Davis will actually do being out from under LeBron.
Yeah, he'll go back to what he was when he was with the Pelicans.
Yeah.
He'll go back to what he was. But I'll tell you another interesting trade. De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
From Sacramento. So
I was bringing that up second. The second one was DeAndre Fox got traded.
De'Aaron.
Yeah, De'Aaron.
Don't put some spec on his name.
No, I like.
Put some respect on his name. He's ex Big Blue, baby.
Yeah,
come on, ex Big Blue.
No, he's actually one of the ex Big Blue players I do follow in the league. Mm-hmm. I'm actually glad that when him and Monk teamed up, mm-hmm. that kind of brought life into Monk's career.
Yes, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Monk bounced around too, man. He couldn't catch a break.
Yeah, and not even that, but I think he was treated like he wasn't treated well but he was still young, doing young, dumb things.
Yeah.
But he just got called out more at the Hornets.
Right. But then he went to the Lakers too, and the Lakers I feel like that he didn't really. It's hard to play with LeBron, period.
Yeah.
And how he plays in Sacramento, you can just tell. Sometimes you just got to get out from under LeBron. He's so ball dominant.
And I mean the Lakers, they just I don't know what their logic is right now. I know they're trying to rebuild around Luca, but they traded D'Angelo Russell um, for Finney Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they kind of like, and there was a lot of speculations about how Kevin Durant was probably going to reunite at the Warriors, but that was.
I'm surprised these people are still playing like LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Like, why aren't they retired yet?
Padding his stats. Everybody's chasing Jordan, man.
They need to stay asses down. They ain't gonna catch him.
And another one that it didn't really surprise me that he got traded. It just where two got me was Jimmy Butler got traded to the Warriors. And another interesting thing that happened today was Ben Simmons bought out on his contract and the Nets, which my thing about Ben Simmons was when he started out with the 76ers, he was a hell of a player. Like, he was one that was like, he's actually going to be good. And then it was the year that the Bucks won the championship. 76ers got beat by Atlanta. And there was a free throw, or there was a layup that Ben Simmons should have made that cost them the game. Ever since then, his confidence has been hit. He's never been the same. And he's been out since then. He's been riding the bench until he got to the Nets, where he played the most ball since then.
His back, he kept seeing his back.
So but I mean, it's one of those things. Like, he'll come up on Instagram showing these, showing these workout, these pickup games that he plays, but he will not play in the NBA. It was kind of one of those things. It was kind of like, okay, well, you like what basketball did for you, but you don't love the game.
Right, he's all-star and everything.
Yeah,
previous all-star.
It was one of those things that, like, you love what the game can do for you. Yeah. You just don't love the game.
Took him 3 years to make a three.
So, but yeah, and then
he didn't make a three.
The Clippers is looking to buy his contract out, or they did.
Well, the Brooklyn, he took the buyout. Brooklyn, so the Clippers can sign him to a new deal.
Yeah, and then speaking of the Hawks and Clippers. The Hawks traded Bogdanovic for Terrence Mann and a 2025 second round pick, a 2026 second round pick, and a 2027 second round.
Who did Golden State give up for Jimmy Butler?
Let's see.
I believe it was,
now they're trading for
Wiggins.
Picks.
Yeah.
Wiggins.
Okay. Yeah. So
I think that's a good fit for Wiggins.
Yeah. The Heat got Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson. And actually, I think that's it. The Raptors got Devin Mitchell, Josh Richardson. Oh, the Heat got Josh Richardson too.
Okay.
And then the Pistons, but then they gave him to the 76ers was KJ Martin.
Yeah, that's your boy's son. The Martin dog.
Yeah.
Kenyon Martin's son.
Kenyon Martin that played for paid for
Denver and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of those enforcer type players.
Yeah. Sleep out of gym.
Yeah. But so yeah, it was another thing too.
There's another one I'm trying to think of that went to Sacramento when they got rid of De'Aaron Levine. Zach
Levine from the Bulls to the
Sacramento. There was like a 3-team trade.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got one more that I seen. Middleton.
Yeah.
Milwaukee traded him to the Wizards for Kuzma.
Yeah. So the Bucks traded Chris Middleton to the Wizards for Kuzma, a second round 2025 pick and a second round 2026 pick.
Man.
But that it's just like some of these teams and what they're doing. Like, you trade that person, he was the one of the main people that helped you win a championship.
If you can get out of Washington though, because Washington is that team now, and it used to be this actually used to be Sacramento back in the day. But
and you already traded him for a guard that you're already stacked on the guard position. So, yeah. So that was the craziest thing
Yeah,
about this year's trades.
I
What
actually liked it. It was yeah, because that's the most exciting thing about NBA. Because this, viewership is down. The play is horrible. The officiating is horrible. So,
Yeah, and they don't start playing till after the All Star game, which we got All Star game coming up. They don't
well,
really start playing till after they and
it's the style of play.
yeah. And the one thing that because I mean an interesting fact that I didn't know was the last MVP to play 82 all 82 games was Kobe Bryant.
Damn,
If that doesn't say something, you know what I mean? Like he was the last one to play all 82 games. The last MVP.
damn.
Like it just
And Silver's trying to. He's talking about dropping the game down to 40 minutes instead of 48 minutes. That's not the problem.
yeah, no. And it just they're divas. So but yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for some players like Kuzma. I think he got a raw deal with the Lakers. I thought he was up and coming. But when you bring in LeBron, it just. I mean, look at the players that go other places and have shined. Like the guy with Utah. He's six. He's been winning 6 Man of the Year. Oh shoot, I can see his face too. I forget his name. Dag.
Um
But he
and
was.
then well, I mean, yeah, and then you got like like Monk. He got a good revival in his career from trade.
Left the Lakers.
You know what I mean?
Left the
And
Lakers.
then
Julius Randles
which
left
I
the
mean, I still
Lakers.
think I think Malik is going to do good with DeRozan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. Oh, he's been shining.
So um, Foxo, man, I hate to see him leave this spot because he's the
Yeah.
one. He's the one that brought that young squad up. So
Yeah.
speaking of UK,
Hmm.
we've been
Dark days
yeah.
in the past.
I mean,
In the past week.
we've been on a slow run. Out of the past 6 games, we won 2.
No. I feel
Injury
like
bug.
Australia.
Yeah,
Nar.
dude, it's injury. Confidence was hit like that last game, um, with against Arkansas. That second half, but it just you could tell their confidence was hurt.
Arkansas
I
shot
mean?
the game of their life.
Yeah, it just and it was just one of those things. Like, and I think with the boos that they did because they did boo Calipari and they did boo the players that left, which I
Yeah.
think was kind of intasteful, but.
Yeah.
You know what I
Bad
mean? Like
taste.
I don't care regardless. I'm not gonna bully you,
Right.
but at the same
Mhm.
time, I'm not gonna cheer for you. You know what I mean? But so I'm kind of indifferent about that. I don't like. I think it's distasteful that they booed him.
Hmm.
Um,
I agree.
and but I think that fueled their fire.
But those are your people, though. The people that are diehard UK fans that want that culture.
No,
back.
no,
Those are
no,
the
no,
ones
no,
that
no,
was
no, no, no,
booing.
no,
I'm
no. Those
just
are not
playing.
the diehard fans.
I'm
Like,
just
me and
playing.
Cha Cha are the diehard fans. Where we yes we did call for at the end of Calipari's era we did call for him to leave, but we
Right.
knew that he wasn't going to change.
Right.
You know, we're standing up for Pope because it's his first year.
Mhm.
He had turmoil coming into it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
He didn't
Like,
have not one player. He didn't have
Yeah.
one recruit.
while everybody else is praising Calipari and thinking that he came into a team that was in turmoil, like what Rick Pitino did for St. John's. Like,
Right.
that's what they think Calipari did for UK. We had one bad season with Billy G
Hmm.
from the transition between Tubby to Calipari.
Hmm.
From one great coach to another.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
can't say nothing on Pope right now. I don't know. I have to see how he advances and how he changes from this season.
Hmm.
Is this season going to get us a championship? No. Could it surprise us? Most definitely.
Could we get farther than Calipari has in the last few years? Most definitely. But this
Exactly.
team, you just never know. But it's back to the booing thing. For me, I'm a fan of the sport. I am Big Blue all day. Don't get it twisted. But I also have an integrity for the sport. And at the end of the day, these guys are are babies to me.
Yeah.
They're barely 19, 20 years old.
And that's the one thing that I kept seeing on some of these
talking
comments.
smack about, that's somebody's child.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I keep seeing that some people will say on these UK groups are like, oh, they're grown ass men. No, they're kids.
They're kids.
Like, I mean, just saying. Like,
I mean, NIL, they rich kids now, but
30s is getting ready to turn 40 here in a couple of years. I'm a grown man, but I would see Cha-Cha being a grown ass man.
Right.
Right.
It just that's the way it is. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I'm not gonna boo. I'm I'm gonna critique the game.
Yeah. So, but
then the Ole Miss game, we
could have won that, just dumb mistakes.
We have unforced turnovers out of the wazoo that's killing us.
Yeah.
So I think we need to work on that.
And the one thing that I have learned that when they put Carr and they put Williams in, you need to keep Williams down in the paint and keep Carr running on top of the key.
Yeah.
Because they cannot stop Williams down there in the paint.
He got a triple double.
When he gets to the top of the key and trying to run plays, he runs into trouble. But you put him down in the paint, put him on the block, they cannot stop him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's kind of what they did today with
South Carolina,
and they caught a win out of it.
They was at home. They got some at home cooking for them.
Yeah.
Come and get you some of this Kentucky bourbon.
Which it was a great win. You know what I mean? It was a great win. So.
Yeah, we needed it. We definitely needed it.
Yes. But and then we got a few games.
We got
left.
Tennessee coming up now. We going there, but they coming here. So
yeah. So we got a few games left on the regular season, and then March Madness was just around the corner, man.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like something severe going on down at the Big Blue Nation.
We got our players back. They played help. We got Butler back, and Carr's. Carr's had back issues, but he looked good today too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what's up.
Except for Robertson, he went out holding his wrist. So, but we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sounds like we got a lot cooking up for next season. Next episode, right?
Yeah.
All right.
We about to. Yeah, it's about to get crunch time.
Well, with that being said, that wraps up our episode. I'm your boy Javi, here with my boys D-Lo.
Yo.
And Cha-Cha.
What up?
Now, make sure y'all stay tuned to this very next part that's going to come out, because this is going to be Cha-Cha's segment for his thought of the week. So get ready for it. Y'all ready to wrap up?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oof.